the city of Chicago, the windy city, but we call it the gold. We don't fuck with no po-pos. More power, swoop down, get money for sure. You know, you know, you know. The gold, the gold, the gold. You know, you know. More power, swoop down, get money for sure.
Yeah. Now welcome to the ill state. 6 championships, Michael Jordan was real great, true.
Am I speaking to an empty room? Good afternoon, everyone.
It's real fake. Obama murdered Bin Laden. That's what I call concealed fake. Cause even when I'm on State Street, niggas beefing on State G. Inglewood, I'm shooting up shit. Got the block hot like a bakery. Basically, you know now. Wax songs gon' blow clown. I'm back home, kick back chrome. It's Blackstones and Motown. Niggas sweet with my team ride. Y'all watch it grow on my king's eyes. See the moms grind the shit down every day on King Drive. That's 63rd and Parkway. Pressure butts, no arcade. When the take us out, trying to stretch you out, got you feeling like you had a hard day. It's 39th, motherfuckers. Low end. Rep my city from downtown to Roseland. Cashmere, Chicago, win. Go we on the low until the flow blow like Chicago win.
It's the city of Chicago, the windy city, but we call it the gold.
What's good? What's good, everybody? How everybody doing? Y'all see it on the screen. We're all familiar with the late great R&B singer Aaliyah. It looks like Aaliyah is gonna finally get some justice. You know, it's a heavy buzz on the internet that's pertaining to Aaliyah. You know, multiple people coming out. Multiple people coming out now, and basically speaking about it, exposing. We've been hearing Jay-Z and Beyonce name come up, and a lot of things dealing with quite a few late celebrities that, you know, careers have been destroyed, lives been destroyed, and some of them even met the fate of death, you know, such as Aaliyah. But, you know, you got a couple people coming out saying that Jay-Z and Beyonce was, you know, had something to do with it, had something to do with the whole plane incident. She was returning back home from, I believe it was in the Bahamas, to do a video shoot. And, you know, now everybody questioning, and which was a big question then, why travel all the way to the Bahamas? You know, we understand the beauty, the beautiful scene of just being in the Bahamas, especially when you're in that type of industry, you know, a lot of filming and things of that nature. But, you know, a lot of people had questioned, why travel all the way just for an ocean when you got places like Florida and Miami, you know, California, and so on here in America. But the whole thing, you know, now is being brought to light that, you know, people was behind it. She was drugged. She didn't even want to get on the plane. And we all can remember at that particular time, she was in a relationship with Dame Dash. And Dame Dash said that she even called him, you know, when she was getting ready to get on the plane. And she told him, you know, these are his words. He said that Aaliyah told him she didn't even want to get on the plane. She didn't feel safe. She didn't think that the plane was really in good standards for her to travel on. So, you know, in his response, he told her, don't get on the plane. And that was his last conversation with Aaliyah. When, you know, now it's being exposed that, you know, she was given a sleeping pill and basically drugged. And then once she passed out, she was, you know, basically carried on the plane unconsciously. She was carried on the plane, and reports coming out now that even the pilot was supposed to have been drunk or, you know, on drugs or something. You know, the whole situation was crazy. But not, you know, we kind of understood then, but, you know, we get a better understanding now, the reason why she didn't want to get on the plane. and it's coming out. People that was recently close to Jay-Z and Beyonce, like Jay-Z bodyguard. And we all know, you don't even have to be in that industry, but if you got a person that's working for you and hearing your bodyguard, he's around hearing and he's seeing a lot of things. That's why today we see a lot of this type of stuff going on. People that's close to these used to be close to these celebrities, and they coming out telling a lot of stuff. Like same thing, now this guy coming out and he was Jay-Z bodyguard. He's telling a lot. Then we got the sister, what's her name? I can't think of her name now, but she was working with Beyonce and she coming out, and they both. And if y'all can remember, it was a guy, and I want y'all to search this when you get time. It used to be it's a guy named Gene. He used to be a Diddy bodyguard, and these people coming out telling some amazing stories. And a lot of us, we always knew it was something. We always knew it was craziness involved in this industry and then in these celebrity lives. But these people coming out saying, "Oh, the sister name is Jaguar. That's her name. She was a real close person." And these people slowly showing proof that they're not just clout chasing. They're not just on the internet just trying to get some famous or some attention just by talking about these people. These people are serious. They even showing pictures. Like let's take for instance the Jay-Z bodyguard. Every time he say something, this guy will show a picture with him inside their house and him and Jay-Z standing next to each other and Beyonce. So these people showing proof, but we already know that industry, and then others are trying to make these people look like they lying and they looking for attention, and all that. I don't think that's the case, with these three people. Like Gene been saying it. That used to be Diddy bodyguard. This guy been saying this stuff for a long time. For a long time. We see the queen on the screen, but I want y'all to let's just take a listen to some that one of these people that used to work for Jay-Z and Beyonce. Let's just take a listen to what one of them got to say.
Just shot. The case was not as simple as they made it back up, and it looks like
Let's listen.
Aaliyah could finally get her justice in 2023.
When Aaliyah died for a wrongful death, he got paid $90 million for her death.
Let me stop right there. Did y'all hear what this guy just said? So we already know this. We look at today and we say, a lot of these rappers, so to speak, are being killed once they sign these deals, and we look at all this crazy stuff that comes along with it. But let's just be honest. With this, the way the system is set up, especially in the United States, when a person, for instance, these celebrities, they sign these contracts, these record labels, basically, you become product to these people. So why wouldn't it make sense that if you work for me, basically you're my product because you're going out and doing these tours and making these songs and doing basically what I tell you to do. So why wouldn't I have insurance on you? That's understandable. That part is understandable. But what's going on today, that's crazy. Signing these young guys, these rappers, because they money hungry, they want the fame, and they thirst for all this stuff, and then signing them, and then possibly we've been hearing stories where record labels are behind some of the killings of their artists. We understand the insurance policies they have on these people. Some of them know it and don't know it. You take these young guys and you set a contract, and then right on the side of the contract you set $500,000. Come on, we talking about young guys that's coming from the hood, don't have nothing, got a little internet attention, got a big beef going on. So here it is, these people that don't give a damn about nothing put this investment in you. They know what you're coming from. They know what you're about. And they know once they give you all this money, it's just going to amplify you. So that's why we're seeing a lot of this craziness that's going on now. But back to Aaliyah, did you hear what this guy just said? He said that when Aaliyah died, somebody received $90 million. That's a lot of goddamn money. Not only it's a lot of money, but it's a lot of money to receive behind someone's death because they signed to your label. $90 million. How many times we heard the saying, a lot of these celebrities, they worth more dead than when they was alive. Yeah, look at what the label's doing. They so thirsty, and we can only imagine how long this stuff been going on. We can only imagine. It's just coming to light now. Something's changed. Times changed. So that's true. When they sign them contracts, they signing their life away. They not signing for fame. They signing a death certificate. They signing their own death certificate. But this guy said for somebody to receive $90 million because Aaliyah died.
Back up, and it looks like Aaliyah could finally get her justice in 2023.
When Aaliyah died for a wrongful death, he got paid $90 million for her death. Am I supposed to say that on TV?
Dame Dash.
He said, am I supposed to say that on TV? That was crazy because up until the time, this is a recent interview from a guy. That was crazy because up until the time he said that, no one knew that. I'm quite sure it was a small group of people that knew it, especially for you to get $90 million. Somebody gonna know. And possibly even know why you got it. But soon as he said that, the first thing he said behind that, damn, was I supposed to say that on TV?
Back up, and it looks like Aaliyah could finally get her justice in 2023.
When Aaliyah died for a wrongful death, he got paid $90 million for her death. Am I supposed to say that on TV?
Dame Dash and other people who were close to Aaliyah are starting to speak out on all the shady things about Aaliyah's death, and fans want to see this case reopened in 2023.
What's up? What's up? This is Beyonce on the red carpet with one.
Now listen, I know it's a lot of people that probably don't even remember this era, but it's a lot of us that do. And I clearly remember during the height of Aaliyah's career, Beyonce was coming in. So what these people is basically saying, and we all heard this many a time, that Aaliyah was sacrificed so Beyonce can get up higher in the ranks. Look at what happened. All right, even if we don't believe in the whole sacrifice thing and all this, even if we don't believe that, the fact still remains that's what happened. Aaliyah died, and then Beyonce career blew out of the waters. Even if we don't believe all the other stuff, but we can't deny or ignore what really happened. Whether it was behind that or it happened. So now people want to talk about it. Now they want to come out and say, oh yeah, this happened, and Jay-Z and Beyonce was part of the plot to get her on the plane. And
One of the hottest female artists out here, Miss Aaliyah. How you doing, girl?
It's so good to see you.
You too. She's just looking fabulous. What are you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing.
What's up? What's up? This is Beyonce on the red carpet with one of the hottest female artists out here, Miss Aaliyah. How you doing, girl?
It's so good to see you.
You too. She's just looking fabulous. What are you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing Gucci shoes, Gucci. Got a little Indian jewelry working.
Oh, that is hot.
now look, I want y'all to
Shoes,
see.
Gucci. Got a little Indian.
You can even see the difference right there. Right there, Aaliyah knew she was the shit. She knew it. She never came off to the public really as, being cocky like a lot of these artists do today, because they don't understand the value of nothing. But Aaliyah never came off like that. Aaliyah was strictly about her music. And we saw it. She was the shit, she knew it. Look at Beyonce, amazed at her.
Shoes, Gucci,
Beyonce
got a
wanted
little
that
Indian
spot.
jewelry working.
Oh, that is hot.
The plane crash that killed a rising star in the world of music and film. Reaction today after Aaliyah and 8 others were killed when their plane went down.
The plane, just after taking off for Florida in perfect weather, suddenly plummeted to the ground. Investigators now saying one of the engines apparently failed. Along with 8 passengers, Aaliyah, a young Brooklyn native and a talented singer and actress.
Celebrities being conspired against is old news, but the latest one involving our beloved Beyonce has shaken the fans to the core. The pop queen has been associated with the wrongful death of her fellow R&B queen, Aaliyah Dana Houghton. The force of nature and epitome of talent met a tragic death when her plane crashed in the Bahamas.
So let me stop right there for a second. Now, go back to when I said, and y'all can find this stuff on the internet. You can find Dame Dash, and again, he was in a relationship with Aaliyah at the time, but you can find an interview where this man clearly says, Aaliyah, I was talking to Aaliyah right before she got on the plane. That's all he knew. He said that she told him that she didn't even want to get on the plane. And if we just take that alone and try to imagine what physically, why she was standing there with that plane and what she saw, possibly heard, to make her say that she didn't want to get on the plane. We're talking about Aaliyah. She was a big star. She was used to traveling. And I'm quite sure she was doing a lot of traveling on airplanes. But this one particular time, she said she didn't want to get on it. So with her being way in the Bahamas, away from way over there, away from her people, away from anybody that could possibly save her, which was probably at that time Dame Dash. That's why she was on the phone with him telling him, I don't want to get on this plane. And he told her, don't get on the plane. And then look what happened. And then look who received $90 million behind it.
The loved ones are speculating that Beyonce and other big names were pulling strings to eliminate the angle to make way for Beyonce's fame.
Then what did I just say? I said, even if we don't believe that Beyonce them had something, they was pulling the strings like this lady just said. Even if we don't believe that, we still can't ignore the fact that Aaliyah died in this plane. She got on this plane after saying she didn't want to. They gave her some sleeping medicine. She fell asleep. They put on the damn plane unconsciously, and the plane went down. If that don't sound, I mean, to be honest, that's clear as day. Let's be honest. That's clear as day. That's like giving somebody a sleeping pill, put them inside the car, you start the car up, put something on the accelerator, make them crash, and now you want everybody to believe that this person was under the influence and crashed the car, and that's why they did. That's the same thing.
Various details regarding the case have emerged in recent years that point to the foul play. Many fans now demand that the investigation should be reopened to give Aaliyah her due justice. So let's get into the details to better understand this twisted case. The princess of urban pop was a huge treasure to the music world. Her career started when she was just 10 years old in her debut song, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, and her popular...
Let me pause it right there again. Now, I just said she was a big star, and she was used to traveling. This lady just said Aaliyah been doing this since she was 10. So she was really used to traveling. Even if she started traveling by car, then I'm quite sure it escalated to trains and planes. But at the stage she was at, look at the places she was going. They didn't drive to the Bahamas. She didn't say that she didn't want to get on a plane to go to the Bahamas. She didn't say that. She said she didn't want to get on that plane that was trying to bring her back home. It's even a report that said on her way to the Bahamas, She was so paranoid that she felt that, and they said this was the first, she said this was the first time she was having this feeling. She felt that somebody was after her and she was just paranoid. Now, check this out. If you sit here, if you go on somewhere, and we know how life works, she was doing this for so long, so we can't do nothing but imagine what was making her say this stuff. She had to be, there it is, she had to be seeing something, hearing something. But at the point of her career, she wasn't saying she was paranoid and scared and all that for no reason. I'm talking about Aaliyah. She was the queen of this thing.
Popularity went uphill ever since. Sadly, the singer left this world with all her talent on August 25th, 2001. We have some details of the accident to share that were released at that time.
Aaliyah had a huge following not only here in New York City, but nationwide. Only 22 years old, this pop sensation was a popular singer.
There it is again. 22 years old. He just said this pop singer was known nationwide. So for her to be known nationwide, we already know she was performing and doing shows and all this stuff nationwide, worldwide. Worldwide. Come on now, let's be real. You know these shows got to go worldwide. They got to keep the whole planet under this spell with this music. We know how they operate.
She was an actress in some movies recently, even a Grammy nominee. Tonight, her family is in mourning. Fans asking, why her?
Her fellow stars and staff were also shocked and aggrieved by the news of her death.
Aaliyah was my best friend. She was a beautiful, I'm just shocked.
The case was not as simple as they made it out to be.
So there it is again. We can't deny. And then it's even reports that we all remember the singer Al B. Shore. His name starting to come up in a lot of stuff dealing with Diddy and Diddy ex girlfriend, his ex-wife, forget her name. All of them had something to do with her death. These people is crazy. And part of the reason they crazy, they so caught up in his lifestyle. That's why you hear so old stories, or maybe even today, you hear some people, they get so caught up in his lifestyle, they start getting all this money. They start getting access to all this. They feel untouchable. It ain't no different from these politicians. They start feeling untouchable. Then they start doing crazy shit. Because what they sign their name on the dotted line for tricks them into believing. Can we see this? Look how many times we saw this. Look how many times we seen this, even with different people. The same thing with different people. All right, check this out. That's just like, it's the same as if you go out in your community. So all of a sudden you start seeing kids walking down the street and throwing up and just acting crazy and then passing out and dying. First you see one kid, then you see another kid, then you see it start happening to 10, 15 kids. So you can't ignore that. You might see the one kid and be like, oh, he got a hold to something more than. But when you see 2, 3, 4, something going on. Somebody benefiting from this shit. And it's crazy for the industry. And then we look at who's behind this. Kanye West came out and said a lot. And to be honest, it didn't surprise me that he did that simply because of where he's from and who he is. I know all of that. I understand why he did what he did. Like for real, for real. I'm from the same place he from, and I'm me. So I understand he came out. But the thing was, The stuff that he came out and told, we already knew that. So my question was like, damn, Kanye, why? What? You've been in the industry for a long ass time. Why come out and say this shit now? There it is again. Back, same thing compared to Aaliyah. Something happened to make him come out and say stuff that we practically already knew. But the fact that he's saying it, not just the fact that he's saying it, the fact that he's saying something, he's saying some things that a lot of they ass won't dare to say. Maybe it's for fear of not being able to have the fame no more. Maybe it's a fear of death, but damn. So you telling me I'm the one with the talent. I got the talent no matter what it is, singing or rapping or acting. I'm the one with the talent. But you telling me that you want me to sign a contract with you. Again, I'm the one with the talent. Y'all ain't got no goddamn talent. I don't know if y'all got the talent, but we're talking about my talent. You telling me that you want me to sign a contract with you, and I'm the one with the talent. In reality, these celebrities so goddamn stupid, they should be telling these labels, nah, do y'all want to sign a contract with me? And if you don't, then so fucking what? I'm the one with the talent. Y'all can sign a contract with me. I will allow y'all to help me distribute or manage or whatever. But I'm not signing no fucking contract with you and I'm the one with the talent. What sense do that make? I'm the one going out every day doing this hard work, but you want me to sign a contract with you and I'm the one with the talent? And then not only that, you put a life insurance policy on in case something happened. In the beginning, you want me to make so much goddamn money that you even willing to put some bodyguards on me to protect me. Then no soon as you feel like I'm not the shit no more, then shit, you might have me knocked off. And just like this lady said, received $90 million because Aaliyah died. You can imagine how her family feel. And I bet you they didn't receive nowhere nothing near that, if they received anything.
And the foul play at work was unbelievably huge. The plane crashed soon after takeoff, even though the weather was perfect. Later, it was found out that 6 people in total lost their lives in the incident, and the pilot was found to be drugged along with the actress.
I just said that. See, that's something I didn't catch though. Check this out. But I did say that they gave her a sleeping pill. But look at how they saying it. Okay, even if Aaliyah, let's just say, we know how the media like to do shit. So let's just say Aaliyah was drugged, in which we know she was because now they saying they gave her a sleeping pill and she fell asleep or passed out or whatever. But this lady just said the pilot and the star was drugged. So he's saying both of them was drugged. All right, we know that. But what caused the fucking plane to crash? She just said it was perfect weather. We know 99.9% of pilots not gonna fly a plane if the weather not straight. So we know that wasn't the issue. So they had to hit us with something. What they say? One of the engines fell out. One of the engines went bad. One of the engines went bad. Now, if Aaliyah said she didn't want to get on the goddamn plane before it take off, then that means she didn't know shit about the engine because the plane was still on the ground. So that couldn't have been her complaint. She didn't tell Dame Dash, I don't want to get on the plane because the engine bad. The damn plane was still on the ground. It couldn't have been the same plane that she flew to the Bahamas in. We know that because the plane she flew to the Bahamas in, she didn't have no complaints. Obviously, because she ended up flying to the Bahamas. Her complaint was when it was time to come back. We can only imagine again what she saw and thought, like, damn, this ain't the same plane, or this plane ain't nowhere near the standards of what brought me here. This is shit y'all look like y'all just built. So she got on the phone, said, look, Dame, I don't want to get on this plane. And he told her, man, baby, don't get on that plane.
The taxi driver, Kinsley Rosso, stated,
Russell claims Aaliyah had repeatedly refused to board the plane, so she was given a sleeping pill after telling her team that she had a headache and wanted to take a nap. The singer then fell asleep in the back of the taxi and was carried onto the plane while unconscious. It stated that it was, however, not clear as to whether the singer knew that the pill she had been offered was a sleeping pill and not something to treat a headache.
Wow. He just laid it all out. She was put on a plane, drugged up. She supposedly had a headache. Instead of giving her something for a headache, they gave her something else, knocked her clean out, put her on that plane. So listen, to do something like that, going home has shit to do with it. If I'm trying to get you home, I'm not finna do no shit like that. Come on, let's be real. If you're trying to get a person home and they tell you, I don't mind going home, I'm just not getting in that. So you go that goddamn far, it's not about getting them home. It's another agenda. So what this guy and this other brother and this sister Jaguar coming out saying, hell yeah, they put on that plane. It was so Beyonce can boom.
well, things got more suspicious as the investigation went on. The name Hype Williams gets associated with Aaliyah's death a lot, and for a good reason as well. The star revealed in an interview on BET 106 in the Park that Hype Williams will be directing her new music video, Rock the Boat. At that time, it was decided that it would be a green screen based recording with few underwater shots. But everything went awry when Hype changed the location to the Bahamas.
Bam, that was the setup. Stop right there. That was the setup. There it is again. All right, let me just say this real quick, and so I can tie it into this. Legit. Now, most of us have heard these old stories, biblical and stuff like that, where people had to sacrifice their sons and their daughters, for whatever they believed in. This what basically the human race was taught. You got to make some type of sacrifice in order for you to be accepted. I mean, this even in the Bible. So when I say this is stuff that's being taught to humans at an early stage, and then you see stuff like this. Me personally, even as a kid, I always had this question. Why would I have to kill my own to be accepted? Why? Or why would anybody have to kill their own to be accepted? So we look at stuff like this. And we look at the reasons, which is only one simple thing, and that's money. That's the only reason. You think these labels killing their artists is just to kill them, or have something to do basically behind the whole thing of having people killed? You think they doing it just to do it? Why even let them sign the contract? Like I said, which is really a death certificate. Do y'all know that most jobs, most companies, when they hire you, they have insurance on you in case you get hurt on the job? So if you die on the job, imagine how much money they're going to get. They don't tell you that when they hire you. No company tell you that when they hire you. So we can only understand why record labels and other branches of that industry don't tell the actors, the rappers, the singers, or whatever. Don't tell them that. So on one end, they make it look like business, and on the other end, we know what it is, especially today.
A big question remains unanswered. If beaches were so important, why didn't Williams choose one in Miami? The fans even speculate the situation, saying, why did Hype Williams move the shoot to the Bahamas when they...
I just said we've been conditioned and used to this story, sacrifice your own to be accepted. And look at the, even after this, look at the height of Hype Williams' career. He's known for historical films. All the witchcraft and that's going on in his films, and I gotta say witchcraft because look at the effect that it got on the black community today. They still showing them films. Them old, I'm not saying they don't show no old movies, but damn, you'll turn the TV on or something on cable or whatever. You'll see fucking Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood on there in heavy rotation, like it's on the damn radio. So the question would be like, why is y'all still playing this shit? It's like a few generations after that shit. That was some films that damaged our generation, helped damage our generation. Look at what the movie, look what the movie, those type of movies was doing. Look what they was showing. Look what they was saying in the movies. You think the youth wasn't following Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, and all that shit when it was out? It had effect on people thinking just today. And they still showing that shit. So who they targeting now? Because they already got us.
were already in Miami filming and using green screen. Was it a ploy to get her to travel alone since she always traveled with her mom or brother? He also accompanied Left Eye to Honduras, where she tragically passed. Not only the fans, but Angel's fiance at the time, Damon Dash, has also come forward with his own take on the situation. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, he recalled his conversation with the princess.
Now, this is what I was just telling y'all about. I want y'all to listen. And again, we know that Dame Dash and Aaliyah was in a relationship at that particular time.
The pop.
I just thought that it was necessary. You know, I knew that that was going to happen. And then when she actually was saw the plane, she we had the Blackberries, and she said, "I don't like this plane." And I was like, "Well, don't get on it." And she was like, "Well, I got to because I got work to do."
Along with Damon, fans have also expressed similar concerns. Listen to an interview with Dame Dash. He said Aaliyah didn't want to get on that plane. Lenny Kravitz offered her a private jet to take instead. Hype Williams took the jet instead of her and had her take that little plane that ended up crashing.
Now, all right. If Lenny Kravitz gave her, he's another celebrity. He got access to all this stuff. He offered, she didn't want to take the plane, the original plane. Man, this stuff is like being in kindergarten. And they do it because they know the level of the people. They know the damage they've done. She didn't want to get on a plane. Lenny Kravitz offered her his private jet, which obviously that jet was straight. We can prove that that jet was able to make it back to America. We can prove that. But she didn't want to get on a plane. Lenny Kravitz offered her his jet. Hype Williams, who directed the video, sacrificed her by saying, "No, even though she's the star, I just said, she's the one with the talent. So what the hell she need them for? They need her." Hype Williams decided that, no, Lenny Kravitz, I'm going to take your perfectly personal jet that we know that's straight, and we're going to put her on this plane that we want to crash. Crash, cash. We're going to put her on this plane because we got to get this cash. That's what happened.
SMH. Now, you might be wondering what could be the intention behind Hype's actions, and why is he being suspected at all? Well, former Black Round Record Associate.
And I gotta say this. Just like I said, Hype Williams wanted to get on Lenny Kravitz's plane because we can prove that that plane was in perfect condition. How can we prove that? Hype Williams went on to make historical films. So it's proof that he got his ass back home. But the one with the talent didn't make it. The one with the talent, the one that was paving the way for them to get money. She didn't make it, but they did, and their careers spiraled. Not out of control, in control. Look what Hype Williams did. The damage he done. Ice Cube, now look at the damage they done with them movies. I just told y'all how foolish Ice Cube is. This fool went and made all them Friday movies, and now he gotta go beg them people. He gotta go beg them people for the rights to it. He sat in his home and wrote down with his own thinking, with his own hands, to come up with this script. Went to them people in order to get it on the big screen, and they tricked him out of ownership. And now he want to go sit down, and they telling him he can't have it. Ain't that crazy? That's what I mean. So for them to be coming out now trying to, oh, don't do this to the youth, man. That's one of the reasons they looking at y'all like, man, shut the fuck up. That's what's happening.
Associate Ayatollah Marb revealed that Williams did receive a big reward after the star's alleged accident.
When Aaliyah died, I was with Barry. When Aaliyah died for a wrongful death, he got paid $90 million for her death. Am I supposed to say that on TV?
Back up, and it looks like Aaliyah could finally get her justice in
Just shot.
See that.
Big reward after the star's alleged accident.
When Aaliyah died, I was with Barry. When Aaliyah died for a wrongful death, he got paid $90 million for her death. Am I supposed to say that on TV?
Back up, and it looks like Aaliyah could finally get her justice in 2023.
You know how I knew he wasn't supposed to say that? He knew he wasn't supposed to say it because he even questioned, man, was I even supposed to say that? He knew he wasn't. And there it is again. Look how many people, including me and probably a lot of y'all, never even heard nothing like that dealing with her death. That somebody received 90 million. 90 million? That's a big ass life insurance policy. Let's keep it real. Some people might say, oh, that ain't big. But one thing I can tell you for sure, it ain't average. It ain't average. That's a big policy.
I was offered $30,000 to perform a hit on Biggie Smalls.
Now, this guy, and see, we look at now like, damn, all this stuff coming out now. Listen, we look at Diddy, we look at how Biggie was killed. Biggie career, all right, Biggie lasted shortly in this industry. But look how long, how much money, and how long Diddy made money off. Diddy made more money off Biggie longer than Biggie was in the industry. Diddy still making money off Biggie today, I'm quite sure. That's obvious. That type of stuff is obvious. This guy right here was Jay-Z bodyguard. Y'all finna hear speak. This was his bodyguard, somebody that was close to him. They hear everything. They see it. They hear a lot. They see a lot.
I was offered $30,000 to perform a hit on Biggie Smalls.
Wow, man, the stuff this guy and I want y'all to be tomorrow. Tomorrow is February the 3rd. This guy came out day before yesterday, went viral saying, "Look, February the 3rd, I'm going live. I'm going on the internet, and I'm releasing some heavy information on Jay-Z and Beyonce." This is what he said. But they be wanting us to look at these people like they crazy. Hell no, a lot of these people ain't crazy. This guy ain't playing. Look at him.
I was offered $30,000 to perform a hit on Biggie Smalls. March 1st of 1997, I was approached by Diddy to perform a hit on one of his artists. Finding out that he wanted all the rights to all his catalogs. I turned him down because I also found out that very night that Biggie had plans of leaving Bad Boy. Biggie should have never been in California to promote an album with a broken fibula bone, who can barely walk, to go to another studio when Diddy has his own studio in New York. Diddy is pure evil. He has a very nasty disposition. He treats everybody like crap. Every single employee he's ever had, he and his mother have looked down on them, belittled them, talked to them like they were the lowest scum on the earth.
Let me stop right there for a second. Now look, y'all just heard him say how Diddy and Diddy mother treat the people that work for Diddy. They treat them like scum, and some of y'all might have heard this story before. And you know the actress Monique that they blackballed out of the industry. I can remember an interview where she said she had a meeting with Tyler Perry. She sat down in Tyler Perry's office. His whole staff was there. She said when her and her security team went inside the room, do y'all know she said Tyler Perry, this fool, talking about Tyler Perry, she said that fool clapped his hands and his whole staff walked out the room. That's crazy. I would have slapped the shit out of him. Said, punk, who you clapping your hands at? I don't really blame, I blame him, Tyler Perry, for being the fool that he is. But I really blame his employees for even allowing him to do it to him. Clap your hands and I move, man, I will fuck you up. For even thinking that way about me. But the question is, what makes these fools do that? Fame. That contract, which is a death certificate, tricks these people into thinking they can do this crazy stuff.
So he could always have his way. Ahmad, Muhammad, and Suge Knight or Amir, they took the blame for something that was already getting ready to be in motion.
And he raised a good question. If Biggie had a broken hip, why would Diddy, the guy who Biggie was signed to, why would Diddy want to take him from New York? And y'all just heard him say, and that's common sense. We already know. Diddy had his own professional studio in New York where all his artists are used to performing at. So what the hell was the reason you took Biggie to California to perform? You took him to die, just like his album, Ready to Die. He didn't even know it. Talking about Biggie.
It just happened at an earlier time because on the 9th, Biggie was taken out. And I'm so glad to this day that I refused to do that. So under investigations and working and cooperating with FBI, my story is being told.
This guy not playing. He ain't playing. Man, they even talking some about, man, these Jay-Z involved in all type of, man, this is crazy. This guy letting you know. When I first saw this interview the other day when this guy just dropped it, because he just came out the other day with this stuff. When I first saw that, I said, man, this guy, some people going to jail behind this. He just told you, he ain't playing.
There's so much more that we're going to talk about with Diddy. Of course, so many people have asked me why I waited 20 years or so long to come out and start talking and telling about the things that have happened in the industry.
Good question. Just like I raised the question dealing with Kanye West. Kanye West came out, he telling the truth. Ain't no doubt about it. He's telling the truth, but he's telling stuff that we already know. So the question is, Kanye, what happened to you besides Kim Kardashian driving your ass insane? Besides that, what happened with you that made you want to come out and tell all this stuff now? What made you want to go against that grain, sacrifice everything, say all the things that you were saying? Because won't no other celebrity, oh, we got these low level celebrities, they go on the internet, really ain't nobody really paying them no attention, but I bet you these big name celebrities won't do it. They'll say little shit, act like they with the people and they're against this and they're against that. Shit, they ain't, we ain't no fools. How can you go publicly exposing or talking about a corporation or whatever, but you still got ties to them? That don't make sense. This guy right here ain't playing.
The most important reason why is I had children and I still have children. But at that point in time, they were young. And my number one priority was protecting my children. I care less about the stuff that went on in the industry at that point in time. For as money, it was never about money, and it's still not about money. I have money, but there's stories that have to be told. The truth needs to come out. A man lost his life. So much more went on. Physically have seen Diggy indulging in gay activities.
All right. Well, now he's going into that. I mean, we don't care about that, and all that's Diddy. We don't give a damn about that. But I'm gonna say this. Diddy name have been mentioned now more recently. Again with a lot of stuff we already suspected, even from way back when. But this stuff get deep when, and then you look at that the fact that how long they've been allowed to get away with this stuff. One thing that caught my attention real strong when Kanye said publicly, he said, when he started mentioning all them names, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Michael Jordan, when he said, I'm not scared. I ain't killed nobody. Y'all got to listen to what he said. Now, notice he said that in the midst of talking about how these people got so control of everything. And then he say, I ain't afraid. I ain't killed nobody. So to be exact, this is exactly what he said. He said, I'm not afraid. I ain't killed nobody. So I can say what I want to say. They ain't going to put me in jail. And if they do, it's something they made up. When he said that, that was powerful. But I bet you that went over a lot of people's head. That went over a lot of people's head. He said, man, I ain't afraid of these motherfuckers. I ain't never killed nobody. Basically saying they ain't got shit on me that they can come back and throw like they do a lot of these celebrities. They know that they do shit and they let them get away with it until, listen, I can guarantee you that even in most of them contracts, they got a clause saying not only if you get killed, but if your ass go to jail, we still gonna get paid off you. So jail and death is the same. Whether your ass get killed or if you happen to go to jail, we got a policy out on your ass. That's why you see it happening. That's why we under the notion and the perception that all these celebrities can get away with it. They let them get away with it until it's time to take their ass down. Bill Cosby. And a lot more of them.
I'm not bashing him, directly bashing him. I'm just telling the truth. He knows like I know. Gene knows like I know. Boo knows like I know. William knows.
The guy Gene he just mentioned, Gene publicly said that Diddy said to him, he said, man, I don't give a damn if Tupac died. I don't give a damn if Biggie died. I don't give a damn if Suge go to jail. Something got to change. And then look what happened. Exactly just that. Pac died, Diddy died, Suge went to jail.
Bodyguards that were around him know. See, I had my own company, so I didn't need him. I didn't have to take his stuff. The bull crap that came along with being around Diddy. But see, when I start talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce, oh, some toes will curl for sure. But hey, the truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not. Yeah, I'm under investigation. So that's why I'm telling what I'm telling.
Did y'all, now, how can we take him as a fool? How can we say that he's joking? He just publicly said, look, I'm under investigation. These people got a hold to me. I'm finna start telling. He just said that's what he's doing. He just said, look, he's not playing. He said, look, I'm under investigation. And we know how it goes. We know how the feds operate. The only reason they probably grabbed him is to get to Jay-Z. They setting the play up. Listen to him.
So that's why I'm telling what I'm telling, whether you believe it or not.
Listen.
Yeah, I'm under investigation. So that's why I'm telling what I'm telling. Because now they have proof. I have physically showed them proof.
Now, you can see the play happen. The play going down. They grabbed him, got him in the interrogation room. He's telling everything along with probably a few more people, maybe a lot of people. How many times have we seen in America where the black man and a black woman get so high up and then they break their ass down. How many times we seen?
Things that I have witnessed, things that was told to me. And yeah, of course, it's coming out. And I don't feel ashamed for saying what I've said or done what I've done. Because at the end of the day, I sleep good at night.
We heard it straight from his mouth. Straight from his mouth. So, man, we can only hope Aaliyah get the justice that she should get. We can only hope that. But this stuff is crazy. It's a form of sacrifice. Yes, a form of sacrifice if you having somebody killed for your gain, for your personal gain, for your own greed. That's the same as having them killed for nothing.
Night.
Now,
man, it's
like I was saying, the guy, Gene, and I want y'all to check him out. Just search him after this. But just listen to a little bit of what he got to say. This guy was Diddy bodyguard for a long time. He's seen it all. He was there when everything went down.
how you feel about the people that say Biggie was asking for him coming to LA so soon after Tupac got killed and him getting on the radio rapping "Long Kiss Goodnight"?
Man, it's you would get 100 people in the room, and out of the 100 people, probably 3 would say it was all right for Big to be in LA. 97% of those people would say he had no business in LA at that time. We all knew that. Why would Puff rent studio time? Come on, man. Look, you gotta look at what people do, man. You know, Pac just got. It ain't no kind of business Big was doing. Big couldn't even walk. He couldn't run. They was pushing him around in a wheelchair, brother. Why the hell would you rent studio time in LA for him to finish your album when in fact you got your own studio, Daddy's house?
The stuff be so obvious. It's like pushing this man, and you can understand. You can like visualize it. You can visualize this. Someone telling somebody, "No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go," and then the other person steady pushing them. "Oh, you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go." You under contract. You gotta do this. You gotta do this. You gotta go. No matter what you say, you signed the contract. You signed the contract to do this. Let's go.
Let's keep it a buck. Let's stop this bullshit, man. Let's stop doing these interviews, man, about this shit. Because people ain't getting it. He did not want the beef with the Crips. Puff ain't want the beef with the Dog Pound, Snoop them or whatever. Big started that beef. You understand what I'm saying? Puff ain't want none of that beef. So what I'm going to do is, y'all want the sheep? I'm going to put them out the pasture. Catch them if you can. If you the wolf, if you got that wolf in you, catch them if you can.
Right. Diddy didn't give a damn. Catch me if you can, because if you catch it, I'm gonna get paid anyway.
Why in the hell you would put your man in a situation by sending him to Cali to work on your album when you know not his Nimitz, but your Nimitz was just murdered by niggas that you was running with? Why would you do that? Oh, they just wanted to do business. Business my ass, man. No homo. Because you know how some of these niggas out here be thinking, right? They hear that. Keep it real, man. Why is he out there working on Puff album when you got the Hit Factory? You got Daddy's House. You got the place where Tupac was shot at, Quad Studio. There's plenty of places Big could have been. Why the West Coast? Come on, man. And then you got a half retarded ass niggas like Lil C. Big love Cali. Big wanted his publishing. Big wanted his marketing. He knew he couldn't go nowhere and be who he needed to be.
When you see, go back to what I said about Ice Cube, how he wrote them Fridays, and now he got to go back and sit down with these people and practically beg for the rights. It's the same thing. They sign these contracts, and they go back. Now they want the publishing, they want the rights. You should have had that from the jump. You should have had that from the jump. Treat your talent as a business, just like they coming at you with their business. No, I'm the one with the talent. I ain't signed no contract. Y'all want to fuck with me? You signed a contract with me. Y'all want my talent.
Without it. So if Puff would have told that nigga to go to hell with gasoline draws on, that nigga would have went to hell. All money ain't good money, brother. That's my take on it, man. I don't know if you like it or not.
Hey, you said it. All these people coming out there saying the same thing. Hey man, I don't give a damn if you like it or not. This is what happened. This what happened. They was there. They seen it all. He raising good questions. Why in the hell would you take him there when we got this here? That's like I can get a good steak, in the comfort of my own home. Eat it how I want to. Eat some now, put it up, probably go back and get some later, or season it how I want to, or do whatever to it. I'm right here. I got it right here. But I go to another state or travel somewhere else that far to do something that simple. We got our own studio right here. I know in the basement, we quick built. Come on now. We bad boys.
Aaliyah was trying to get out of it, according to rumors at least. Looks like fate was at play, and Beyonce was able to have a successful career because of it. Right now, Beyonce's fans are scattered all around the world, and she's at the top of her game. That one choice decided the fate of both pop stars. The princess of pop will always be remembered by the fans. One of them even emotionally commented, "I always listened to Aaliyah growing up. I always thought she was angelic to me. And when I found out she passed away, it felt like a deep punch to the gut. I cried."
Yeah, it did. It hit a lot of us like that. We didn't even know what was going on. We didn't even know half of the story then. All we knew was, man, this good spirit sister, young sister at the age of 22, passed away. We liked her music, and it was that. But yeah, we gotta just be more careful about this stuff, it's because it's really happening. It's really happening. These people sign these contracts not knowing what come behind it, who they dealing with. Remember when I can remember, and I know a lot of y'all can remember when talent wasn't, these people thirsty for the talent. Now it used to be a time where people had to get this is how they had the system set up, where you had to get discovered, or you knew somebody, you had to do this little talent show and maybe get seen. But the main thing, you had to get discovered, so it was a little bit more work. Now you just throw some shit on YouTube, and the next day you got some people. We like what you do. Sign this contract. But look who they doing it to. Look who they doing it to. Not just anybody. We got to pay attention. Like I said, we got multiple people coming out with a lot of stuff about Jay-Z and Beyonce. And we've always been suspicious about these two. Always. They so separated and they got them on this plateau and they doing this and they doing this. They putting stuff in our face. They represent this. Teaching our young girls this nonsense and teaching our young boys this. But we can't ignore when we got people that have worked close with these people for years and they coming out saying what they saying.
Why has Jay-Z been coming up with you lately? Because he's a monster. He's a monster. And I've known he's a monster for years. I waited a long time to see if he would grow a conscience. And the more drugs he pumps down his wife's throat to keep her in character. No, girl. Not my beautiful Beyonce 5. I tell you this right now. Y'all talking about free Britney. Y'all need to be doing a campaign that say free Beyonce. Beyonce is free. She is a prisoner in a gilded cage. Oh, no. She better than me. I passed. I made a good choice. And Beyonce is in prison. She's one of the most expensive prisons ever. Yes, she is. And she's watched 24 hours a day. She's not allowed to make a choice for herself, not at all, not in any way. People think she has an amazing life. She is told what to say. She is told what to eat. She is told what to drink. She is told what to wear. Wow. She is not her husband's wife. She is his employee. It's a business arrangement. She was a dowry. He married her and he got to have control of the Houston rap scene behind the scenes. Matthew Knowles handed it over to him. And then he fucked Daddy over, moved him out the way and took the whole bitch for himself. They were supposed to share that bitch. They supposed to share. But Sean Carter don't share so good. He likes to keep everything all to himself. And anything that he can't move around or move out the way, he'll just remove. I'm tired of you, Sean. That Jacqueline Avon shit, you went too far. You and that fucking demon honeycomb. Y'all had that motherfucker shoot that 80-year-old woman in the back so that you could dope up her husband and move him out the way and claim his spot as the kings of LA. I promise you, you will both fall. You will both fall. You shot Nana in the back. That's how bad y'all wanted it. You murdered an 80-year-old woman so you could drug a 90-year-old man who didn't want to retire and turn it over to y'all crazy bitches.
Man, this stuff is deep. Some people gonna get in trouble, I believe, behind this stuff, but man, it's crazy. We gotta keep our antennas up. We gotta be aware of everything, especially now in the year 2023. And we gotta watch everything and everybody, especially you women out there. Y'all already know my stance on that. Y'all the real soldiers, and y'all keep holding it down. It's one love. Y'all be peaceful out there. I'm up out of here. Peace.